C charges an entrance fee of $10 and $1.30 per ticket. So Fare C is our first thing we're comparing, and then Fare X is our second. We need to create the equations. Y equals mx plus b. Remember, this is our slope. This is our y-intercept. So Fare C charges an entrance fee of $10. That's your one-time thing. That's your B. And $1.30 per ticket. So that is your M. So 130x plus 10. Fare X is an entrance fee of $12. So that's your B. And 90 cents per ticket. So that's your M. So it's 0.90 cents X plus $12. So these are the two equations. Then it says how many tickets must be purchased in order for the total cost at Carnival M, which I messed up. This is supposed to be C. This is supposed to be X to be the same. So the same is an equals. So we need to have our Fare C equation to equal our Fare X equation. We're going to solve. And so our first step is to move the smallest variable, which is our 90 cents. So this is a positive 90 cents. So you need to subtract 90x on both sides. So 130 minus 90x, that is going to be 40 cents x. You bring down your 10. Make sure you bring down this with it. If it's in front of the number, it's attached to it. So this is together. This cancels out to 0. We need to bring down our positive 12. We don't have to write the plus. So now we ignore this side. We only look at the side where our variable is, our letter. So we have 0.40x plus 10. So we need to get rid of this 10 before we can do anything to the x. So positive 10, you subtract 10 on both sides. I'm going to put a 0.00 just so you see that it lines up like that. Bring down our 40x, and this equals 2. Then you have your 0.40x being multiplied together, so you have to divide it to move it across. So 2 divided by 0.4, this equals, I'm going to write it over here, x equals 5. So each Carnival has to have 5 tickets purchased in order for the total cost to be the same. So your answer will be 5. Alright, so now we have number 2. We have our models. So we have 4 negative x's. So negative 4x. We have 5 negative 1s, so negative 5. This equals a negative x plus 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4. And now we have to see what value of x makes the equation true. So we have to solve it. So negative 4x minus 5 equals negative x plus 4. Our negative 4x is smaller because remember, if they're negatives, the bigger number is the smallest. So we need to add 4x to both sides. Bring down our negative 5. Negative x plus 4 is 3x. Bring down our plus 4. Remember, this has to come with it. It's part of it together. That's one thing. So now I'm looking at the right side of the equation because that's where my variable is. I have 3x plus 4. I have to get rid of this number before I can do anything to my x. So I need to subtract 4 on both sides. Negative 5 minus 4 is negative 9. That cancels out. So we need to divide by 3 on both sides. And your x will equal negative 3. And I'm going pretty fast, so you can pause it and rewind it anytime you need to. Alright, so now we have number 3. And we have 2 things we're comparing. And we have to create an equation for the 2 things. So we have I'm going to write it over here. We have this one, and our one class is selling tickets for $3.50 each, so that's going to be my M, and it's already raised $200, so this is your B. It's already raised. It's a one-time thing, so it's going to be 3.50x plus 200, and then we have and the other class is selling tickets for $2 each. That's your M, and it's already raised $3. So the reason why it's a positive slope is because we're adding on to what we've already raised. So it's $2 X plus 300. So these are my two equations. And then we're trying to figure out the number of tickets each class needs to sell so that the total amount raised is the same, so that we're going to put an equals between the two. So 350x plus 200 equals $2 x plus 300. So this is my equation. All right. Number 4, the measures of two angles are 3x plus 140 degrees and 8x minus 200 degrees. What is the value of x if these two are congruent? So anytime you see the word congruent, it means equal, the same size, same shape. So we're going to equal the two equations. It's very simple. It looks complicated with the angles, but it's the same. So 3x plus 140 equals 8x minus 200. Draw my line down the middle. I have my 3x and 8x. 3x is smallest, so minus 3x. Bring down our 140. It's a positive 140. 8x minus 3x. That equals 5x. Bring down our negative, our minus, they're the same thing, 200. So then we need to add 200 to both sides. And then we bring down our 5x. 140 minus 2, or 140 plus 200 is 340 equals 5x. We have our 5x, we need to divide by 5. So x equals 68. Okay. Number 5. Jacob is ordering some dress shirts online. Express.com is selling shirts at $37.50 per shirt. So this is going to be my M. And $39.95 for shipping. That's going to be my B. BananaRepublic.com is selling shirts for $39.75 per shirt. So that's my M. It's every is your slope. And it's currently charging $15.20 for shipping. That's your B. So I have Express. And that is 37.50x plus 39.95, and then Banana is 39.75x plus 15.20 for shipping. So which inequality? Remember inequality. Equality means greater than or less than. These are inequalities. So which inequality can be used to find the minimum number of shirts that can be ordered so that the total charge at Express is less than the total charge at Banana Republic? So let's write our Express. We're going to write our Banana Republic one. Okay. So this is our Express. This is our Banana Republic. Express needs to be less than. So my less than needs to be facing the Express. Okay. And that's my equation. This is my answer. All right, number 8. What value of x makes this equation true? So now we have fractions and we have multiple choice answers. So instead of going through solving for x, what I do is I plug in 50 to each variable and see if they equal. So for example, I'll write out the first one. I put 50 divided by 6 minus 6 equals 50 divided by 18 plus 3. See that I put 50 where x is? So here's x, here's 50. Here's x, here's 50. So then I just type this in my calculator. So 50 divided by 6 minus 6 is 2.33. Okay, then 50 divided by 18 plus 3 is 5.77. So do these equal? No, so this is wrong. So then I plug in 81 where x is, and I get 7.5. And then I plug in 81 where x is, and I solve over here, and I get 7.5. These are equal, so I'm going to think that this is the correct answer, but I'm going to keep checking. So negative 61 divided by 6 minus 6, that equals negative 16.16. Then I plug in negative 61 here, so negative 61 divided by 18 plus 3, and that gives me negative 0.38. This is not equal. They're not the same, so that's wrong. 16 divided by 6 minus 6, that gets me negative 3.33. Plug in 16 divided by 18 plus 3, that gets me 3.88. So these are pretty close, except for that this is a positive, this is a negative. But they're still not similar. So B is my answer. So it's as simple as that. You just plug in the numbers. So these are x's. You plug in these where x's. And you just type it in your calculator exactly how you see it. Let me kind of divide that so you see that that's separate. Okay. Last one. Number 7. The rectangular's perimeter and its area have the same numerical value. The width of the rectangle is 9 units. What is the length of the rectangle? So I'm going to draw a little rectangle right here. Okay, so the width of it is 9. And we need to find the length. Okay, so for perimeter, you add all the sides together. So you do width plus width, so that's 2 widths. Length plus length, that's 2 lengths. Okay, and this just memorize this question. We haven't gone over this one in class, so just know how to do this one and you'll be fine on the test. And then we have our area, and that's width times length. So width times length. Okay, so these have to equal each other because it's saying that they have the same numerical value. So we're going to create our equation. 2 width plus 2 length equals width times length. And it said that our width is 9, so we're just going to put 9 where W is. So 2 times 9. Okay. Now this probably looks pretty confusing, but just study this over the weekend and you'll be fine. 2 times 9 is 18, and that's all we can do. So now this looks like an equation that we've been solving. Okay, so we have 18 plus 2L equals 9L. We have 2 letters on both sides, so we need to move this one first. We need to move it over. So we're going to subtract 2L to move it over because it's a positive L. 18 comes down. 9 minus 2 is 7L. So we have 7L equals 18, and we have the 7 attached. So we have to divide 7 on both sides. And our L equals 2.57. So that would be your length. So your answer on your, when you bubble it in, would be 2.57. But know that it's not going to be the exact number